Hi, welcome to the TechPit show. I'm Austin.
And I'm Joe.
A couple things I want to talk about right off the bat before we get into what we're doing today. Number one, we have our very own email address, thetechpit@oris.k12.mn.us. We also have a website, kind of a brewing. It's not fully operational yet. Hopefully soon it'll be a nice place where we can kind of just host everything right in one spot, so stay tuned for that. Today we're going to take a step back and we're going to be talking about
some tools you can use right now for your SMARTboard in your classroom. So the first thing I want to show you is how to change the pin size on your SMARTboard. To get it started, you'll need to click on the Smart Notebook icon down in the taskbar. There you have to click on Smart Settings. Once you're there, you go up to Smart Hardware Settings, and here there's a bunch of information. There's a drop-down menu where you can choose different things, but what you'll need to do is click on the pin. Once you click on that, you'll have to go up to Line Style. Now here you can change the color, but what we're focusing on today is the thickness of the line. The middle line is the default thickness, so you want to switch it down to a thinner line, and then click Save and Apply. If you want to change all your pins so that they're a little bit thinner line, you can do that as well.
So I'm doing one called Object Transparencies. So let's take a look at my screen here. I'll head over to the internet. I got an image pulled up here, Minnesota Vikings logo, and I can right click on that, copy it, and then I'll head back over to my Smart Notebook and I'll paste it in there. Now it looks fine here because I have a white background. But if I had a different color background, say I have my, my purple background, you'll notice that when I click that, the white shows up around that Vikings logo. I don't want that. I don't like that. It takes up a lot of space, and if I had other images, it'd be overlapping on those. So here's how you set the transparency. I can right click anywhere on that image and see where it says Set Image Transparency. I can click on that. And then I just have this little eyedropper that pops up. I click on the thing I want to get rid of, and you'll see it gets rid of it. I hit OK, I go back to my Smart Notebook, and there I have my Vikings logo with nothing in the background. It's really nice and clean. Joe's going to show you guys how to save things you've created in Smart Notebook into My Content.
We all know we have things we create in Smart Notebook that we want to use over and over. One of those things could be like if you create a random group picker, like for picking groups in your classroom. In order so you can use that over and over without having to recreate it every time, you can save it to something called My Content folder inside Smart Notebook. So say you've created your random group picker and you want to be able to use it again for your next class. What you'll have to do is go over to this little picture frame and click on that. That'll open up here, and you'll see that your very first choice is a My Content folder. Okay? What you'll have to do then is click on whatever you want to bring in there and drag it over and just drop it right on My Content folder. And then when you go down and open it up, it'll be right there. So it really does save you that time so you don't have to go through and recreate or do things over and over again. You can transfer certain things so that it kind of saves time down the road and make things easier.
I'm going to show you guys, now that you're snipping experts from last week's show, I'm going to show you guys maybe to take that to the next step. So let's say you've snipped something from your teacher's PDF and it has the answers on there. You don't want kids to see that. Take a look at my screen. You see I have a vocabulary thing set up and everything is white where there should be answers. So what I do then is, again, I just erase those away. So to set this up, what you're going to have to do is you're going to head up to your pen tool, and you can see right now I don't have one set up, I took it off. But you can select any of the colors on the right here and change it. So I'm going to select one on the bottom down here, go over to the color, and I'm going to obviously be selecting white. I can change my thickness. I like to make it pretty thick here so it's easy when I go to write over the top of them. I make sure it gets everything off of there. You could do dotted, you could do anything else. We're not going to worry about any of that now. Now, nothing has changed here. This is important. You have to head way over to the right and click on Properties. And you'll see everything is still selected. My white, my thickness, and then I'm going to move this out of the way here. You'll see on the bottom it says Save Tool Properties. As soon as I click that, then it's going to save up on the top there as well. So I click it, and now you see I have a white pen set up. So, and that'll stay like that until I change it. When I close out a Smart Notebook, it's going to stay like that. When I open back up, you'll see your white pen is there. So I can just drag over my answers that I have in there, and when I hit save, that'll stay just like that. So that's how you save and change the color of a pen in Smart Notebook.
Oh, are you done?
I am done. Was that boring, Joe?
I was just playing Fruit Ninja.
Yeah. Tech Spotlight. We have Evan Reller. He's using Class Dojo, and he doesn't have an iPad. He doesn't have very many teacher or student laptops or anything. He's doing it with just his desktop, and sometimes he uses his phone. Yeah. Doesn't have any friends. He's going to have a wife pretty soon, though, so I guess he's got that going for him. So anyway, let's take a look at what Evan has going on. Okay, we got Evan Reller here, 6th grade teacher. He's got an app that he's going to show us today. Evan, what are you going to show us?
I got a classroom management app called Classroom Dojo that I've been using in my classroom lately for a number of different reasons.
Okay. So where did you hear about this Class Dojo?
I heard about it from a teacher I was teaching under for a short practicum I did in Chicago last year.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at it. You got it up on your SMARTboard here?
Yes.
You can kind of just walk us through how you use it.
Okay, so I guess every day I show the class their dojo points is what they're called, and where they're at for the day, and weekly we do a weekly winner. Whoever has the most dojo points at the end of the week gets some sort of small prize. But I basically use it to promote behaviors I like to see in the classroom. So if someone's participating and I want some people to participate, I might click on Brady, for example, and I can give him a participating point.
Okay, click that. Can we see what that looks like?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I have the audio on, which I'll plug in for you here quick, it'll broadcast it over the speakers. So then the students hear that ding, and they know that someone did something positive, and when they see that on the board, it gets a lot more people to participate, and it gets a lot more people to get involved. And you can use it for anything. So you can go to, these are your options, you can do it for participating, for being on task, working hard, a number of different things. And instead of me having to say something and stop my instruction, I can just do that quickly, and it gets people on task and doing what they need to do.
So one more component then is the reports. Show us how you use the reports.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll go to the reports, and I'll say, okay, our goal. Let's have our goal for the day have 98% positive. Look at this right now. Our goal for today should be 98% positive, so the kids know that that's what we're working towards all day. And let's say a kid's having a really great week, turns up in participating. You can go to individual students and click, and you can send that. You can print that and send it to a parent, and it'll say, your kid was working, got points, working hard, on task, was persistent, and so you can send that home for just about anything. I mean, not doing homework, you could do it the negative way, but you can do it the positive way as well and say, look how great your student was doing this week in class.
Very cool. You see that the kids respond pretty well to that?
Yes, they do. And they really like that audio, the ding noise it makes. It kind of redirects their focus. So if some kids are off task, I can see that. Just giving someone who is on task a dojo point allows them, that ding allows the kids that are off task, they usually instantly stop and get back on task because they want to earn dojo points. And I give them out quite frequently too, so they like to see their numbers go up. It's not just, something you can do like you have 3 dojo points at the end of the week.
Right. So what would you say would be the best thing and then the worst thing about it?
I think the best thing about it is that I don't have to stop my instruction, I don't have to stop things to redirect attention. I can just quickly click on that. I always have it up. Quickly click on that, and then that redirects focus versus me constantly, don't be doing this, don't be doing that. The worst thing about it is it would be nice if if currently I don't have an iPad. So if I had an iPad, which isn't the worst, but if I have an iPad, then I can just have it on me at all times, doing it walking around versus having it on my SMARTboard. But I do have it on my phone, but if you don't have a phone that can use it or an iPad, it might get a little cumbersome.
Right. So it does work with what you have now with just a desktop, but it'd be nicer to have it mobile when you're moving around the room.
Mobile, yeah.
Okay, and I see that you're only using the positive side of it. Is that something you'd recommend instead of kind of stay away from the negative?
Yeah, I would only use it for the positive. You don't want it to be a shame board. It's not, you know, hey, look, this person's doing something wrong. And like I said, usually if you just do the positive anyways, it takes away the negative things that are going on in your room. If there's people talking, they'll stop talking. So you don't have to shame them up there by them being off task. It's just mostly just, you know, rewarding the positive things.
Sure. And it was pretty easy to set up?
Oh, yeah. It probably took me 5 minutes, 10 minutes of setup time.
Wow. Okay. Would you recommend it to other teachers?
I really would. At first, I thought maybe this is for younger grades, but then reading some stuff online, then using it in my classroom, my 6th graders love it. They tell me they love doing it, and I've loved it so far ever since I've started using it.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Evan. Again, that was called Class Dojo, and it's available online. I believe it's available on iPad, Android, any device that you can just about think of. Thanks again, Evan.
Yep, no problem.
All right, welcome back again.
Thanks, Evan, for your time. I think it's really cool, and I think we maybe underestimate how kids respond to something as simple as a little chime and a little graphic up on the screen there. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'd like to thank you for tuning into this episode of the TechPit Show. We'd also like to give a special thanks to our tech director. He was able to get us some amazing equipment to work with to kind of help improve our show. And as we keep going forward here, remember to constantly give us feedback. Let us know what you need and what you're interested in.
Yeah, we don't want to cover topics that you already know, and we don't want to cover topics that maybe are too hard or things that you would never use. And your feedback is where we can get that. So again, TheTechPit@Morris is an email. You can send us emails there. Stop us in the hallway, whatever you want to do, and we'll try to cover really whatever you want.
#TechPit.
Hashtag we're awesome. Wait.
All right.
We're trying to be funny, and it's not working very well. So,
all right. Well, thanks again, and remember, stay with us and stay out of the pit.